Hi, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate some new features of MACE 2015 R2. Today we're going to talk about the new shape tools that have been added to the mission controls menu. This is the ability to create new line vectors or polygon vectors or to edit existing vectors. I'm going to zoom in down here in the Florida Panhandle area. We'll come down here and go into the Eglin area and we'll create a road vector first. I brought it in here. Now I can see I've got some, this is 15-meter Landsat imagery. MACE, we can offer this worldwide coverage. If you need worldwide Landsat coverage, you can contact us. I can actually bring it in a little further here. This is 1 meter imagery. This is government Title 50 data. If you need this, we can help you with that as well. As long as you're one of our DoD customers, we can point you in the right direction. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a line vector, and we're going to call it Airport Road. And I'm just going to create this road leading out from this neighborhood down here headed towards the airport. So I'm going to start clicking where my imagery shows that I've got a road coming out of this neighborhood. And we'll just bring it over here and just start heading this way. And you know what? Here's an idea. Let's go ahead and show you now how we can, even while we're in an add mode, we clicked on add, and actually you see that it's automatically highlighted edit vector, because once we started to add it, we've given it a name. I can edit the vector while I'm creating it. For example, I can click in between 2 points if I want to add a point in between them. So here I'll add a point in between. And then let's go ahead and say I didn't want this point. I'm just gonna click on it twice here. First time you'll see I click on a point. If it's red, you can click on it one time to delete it. So my endpoint is red. Now my endpoint's red. I click down here and my endpoint is red, but the point before is green. Let's bring it in. You can see that a little bit better. So you can click on a point on your line here. Once you give it the focus, it's red. I got a green point here and a green point here. This is the one I'm working on right now, so I can click it again to delete it. We'll go ahead and delete this endpoint. So now my road ends here. You can see that well, it doesn't look like on this that there is an easy way. There's no way to get over there. So I'll keep going under the overpass like we did the first time. We'll bring it back that way. And we'll bring it to here, and then we'll turn to the right. Let's see. And bring it here a little closer. And this is good. We'll just come down this way, and we'll call that good. I'm going to right click, and you see that my cursor still says add. I could create a second line vector now if I wanted to. I can have more than one road in this layer. For now, I'm just going to call it good with that one road. I'll right click again, and I'm going to exit my shape tools completely. If I want to go back in to edit that road, I click on edit vector. I click on the road. Now I'm exactly back to where I was. Okay, so I'm in an edit mode. I right click, I go to an add mode, I right click again, and I exit out of my shape tools completely. Now let's go ahead and change the appearance of that road. It's kind of hard to see here against our dark 1 meter imagery. So I'm going to bring up my layer manager, and under my vector node, I'll scroll down to the roads that the airport road we just added, and I'm going to click on appearance. And I'll just drag this here to where I'm recording. I'm going to go ahead and give that road an outline, a thin outline. We'll call it yellow, just to make it really visible. And then the line itself we'll keep black, but I'll make it 2 pixels wide. Okay, so now I've made my road real obvious. I'll close out of the layer manager. We'll zoom out a little bit. And you see that this is the road vector that we created from our neighborhood. And again, to review, mission controls, shape tools, I can edit my vector just by clicking edit, and then I get my little cursor, click on the road, enter my edit mode. I can insert a point in between existing points simply by clicking between them. Looks like we're veering off the road here a little bit. Let's go ahead and click in between these 2 points, keep us on the road. Right click, I'm back into an add mode. I right click again, I exit. let's go ahead and demonstrate what we can do once we have a road in MACE. Remember that MACE recognizes any road vector that has the word, any line vector that has the word road in it, either in the file name or in the path as a road. So I'll go ahead and add a vehicle. We'll just add a car. I'll put the car down, somewhere down here in the neighborhood. And then I'm going to bring up the properties window, and under formation I'm going to attach the car. I'm just going to click on the road. And you see it puts waypoints wherever I added a point on that road. So that's a fast and easy way to create and or edit road vectors. And of course, you didn't have to create the road vector. You could have just put your waypoints down along the imagery. But one nice thing about having the road vectors is then you can import them later and use them in additional missions. And the more road vectors you build, obviously the easier it's going to be in future missions to do the road following. And another advantage of the road following in MACE, don't forget, is the auto throttling. When you give that entity a speed, it knows if it's doing road following that it will automatically slow down here at waypoint 2 and accelerate again, as if there were a stop sign. If you just added your waypoints along the imagery, none of that would have happened for you. So that's the advantage of doing road following, and we would encourage you to do it that way. Real quick before we close out the video, I want to go ahead and show you what we just did, but this time instead of doing a line vector, let's just create a building, and we'll just call we'll click on create polygon vector, and we'll just say this is my office. And we'll just come down here, and now I got my add cursor again, and I'm just going to create a building by clicking down here. And again, real similar to how we did the road, but it's going to be a closed shape because we selected polygon. I can click and drag my points to edit them. When I right click, I'm done. I'm still in an add mode. I'm done with this shape, but I'm still in an add mode, so I could add another shape right next to it, you know, for maybe a parking garage or something like that. And now I have two buildings in my layer called my office. I right click again, and I've exited the edit mode. When you click on your edit vector, I want you to notice something. When I click over here on my road, it tells me I'm editing airport road.shape. It knows I'm editing the road vector. So if I now come over here and click on the house, even I'm in an edit mode, or on the office rather, it's going to add another point to the road because I'm editing the road. We didn't want that point there. I'm going to click it to delete it. I right click to exit my edit mode. I'm in my add point mode for the road. I'll exit that. I'm going to click on edit, click on my office, and you see that I'm editing my office. It tells you up there what you're editing. I'm in an edit mode. Once again, I can add or edit points. I can click over here on the parking garage and do the same thing. When I'm done, right click, I go back to my add mode. I always go from edit to add, and then I go back and I exit my edit mode completely. Real quick, last thing, let's go ahead and modify the appearance of this office. It's just a gray blob. That may not be what you want. So we can come over here. Again, just like we changed the appearance of our road vector, we right click on my office, we hit appearance, and I'll go ahead and change the color so we could, you know, give ourselves a yellow building, or if I want to, I can just down here under pattern, I can say I want you to be transparent, and I just want your outline to be something that's somewhat easy to see from a distance. So we'll just go like this, apply. Okay, now I just have an outline of a building. Sometimes, you know, you zoom out kind of far, that can be hard to see. So sometimes I kind of like making the building a solid color. The gray can get a little bit drab. So it's all user preference on what you want your vectors to look like. Just remember that when you establish vector appearance, and you can always make this thicker too, by the way. So let's say I wanted to make that a three point. There we go. Whenever you change your vector appearance, later on, when that vector is going to get saved to disk. That vector is there now for future use and future missions. When you add that layer to MACE, it will retain those appearance settings. Also, don't forget, when you have a layer that represents a polygon, you can tag that layer as an avoidance layer. So for example, we can come down to my office and say, that's an auto-avoid layer. So we could add a human in here. Humans and animals in MACE can pathfind. We'll just come down here, we'll add a civilian, and these guys will pathfind around obstructions. So we'll close this guy out, and under my entity controls, we'll put him into a pathfinding mode. And when I right click, you see that he's walking around the garage, he's walking around the office to his rally point. So that's another good use for creating your own polygons. Alright, that concludes this video. Thank you.